Greetings from Cybertron. This is SoundJack here with another episode of SoundJack's Rambles. And today I am here with Alyssa.
Hello.
And we are talking about
Ducktales! Woo! We were both on the same page on that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, for clarity, we're talking about the remake.
Yes.
The reboot, not the remake. Reboot.
Yeah, the reboot.
That just came out.
Of the 2017 Ducktales that is currently airing on Disney Channel.
Yes, not the 87 one, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
So, first thing to say is...
How did we get introduced
to it? So, you start. I start. Okay,
you start.
So...
You're the guest, even though you're here like 90% of the time.
Right? So as far as my history of DuckTales goes, I've never seen the original 80s. Well, up until this point, I had never seen the 87 version. It aired for 4 years, I think from 87 to 1990 or 1991. Mm-hmm. And it was, off the air by the time I was born, before I was born. So I hadn't seen it yet. I hadn't seen it. And so I'd never really known about it, unless through cultural. I knew it was a thing, obviously. Mm-hmm. I knew this theme song, and that was about it. But I'd never seen an episode. As far as the new one goes, Michael was talking about it. He was watching it. I actually even saw an episode that aired on TV. It was like the middle of the season.
Yeah, because you were over, and I was just like, oh, hey, the new DuckTales is on. Want to watch?
Yeah, and I was like, sure. And then we watched it, and it was fun. It looks really interesting. So we decided, hey, why don't we watch it and talk about it on the podcast? So now that's what we're doing.
Yes. As for me, I don't necessarily know why, but I was hearing things about it like 2017, like in like the lead up to like DuckTales premiering. Mm-hmm. And the stuff like David Tennant's going to be Scrooge McDuck, and like I saw a couple of the videos of like the other voice actors singing the original theme song. Like, oh, I've been interested in DuckTales. I wanted to see the original one. This one looks like fun. Mm-hmm. And then they put up the first episode on YouTube. I was able to watch it there. I'm like, oh yeah, that looks really good. I definitely want to watch this show. And then I didn't for quite a while because it was on Disney XD. And I didn't have Disney XD. But over the summer, they started putting it on the main Disney channel, at which point I was able to watch it. And I watched it. Mm-hmm. And I really liked it. And anything more to say would definitely go into discussion stuff. There's so much there's quite a few things I want to say.
Yeah.
That should be saved for the discussion.
You really got a weird ankle thing. Okay.
So while Alyssa breaks herself over here, I think we would both recommend the show. I definitely recommend the show.
Yeah. It's very good. It has really solid writing, good characters. It's a little bit. It definitely is very kid oriented, but it's a good. But it's for a good. Yeah. Very good.
They don't stray away from serious stuff.
No.
They've got continuity.
Yep.
It's not the serialized thing where it's like, oh, any episode can happen in any order. There's definitely a strong continuity that episodes have to happen in a certain order.
Yeah, and it's all. I think it's all really good. It's very funny. And I think it's and I'll talk more about how it relates to the older show. Mm-hmm. But I think it is a very good update. So if you've seen the older one and you're thinking, I don't know if I want to see this one because it might not be true to the original, trust me, it is. from the little I've seen of the original. Yeah. I'm not like a DuckTales lore expert or anything, but I definitely recommend this show.
Yes. So yeah, I think now we can just jump on into spoiler territory. So if you have not seen the first season of DuckTales, do be warned, there are spoilers ahead.
Yep.
As we always say.
Yep. But
let's just jump on in. Where do we want to start?
So, if it's okay, I just wanted to address the original first.
Yes.
So, I know you haven't seen it. I decided for this podcast to get a DVD from my local library.
Because local libraries are good.
Yes, they are. And watch a couple episodes of it. So I didn't watch in order. The DVD that I got had like random episodes from like across the seasons. Most of them were from season 1. But watching the episodes that I did kind of gave me a good idea of what the original show was like. The original show had definitely the original show. I think probably had pretty good animation for the time. Definitely better than like some other similar animation projects at the time.
Transformers.
Yeah, that exactly. So there's that.
TMNT.
Yeah. The TMNT had really bad animation. I've never seen TMNT.
I don't think it was. No, actually, I think it might have been on par with Ducktales. Actually, none of that.
No. But it was. It's definitely on the better side of the animation in the 80s.
Yeah.
For an 80s cartoon, it has really good animation. And the writing is solid in that show, too. When I went into it, I wasn't know what to expect. Mm-hmm. I didn't know if I was expecting, like, a really simple show, that the new one, like, kind of improved. I don't know if it was better. I had no idea what to expect. And I was surprised. The writing was still really solid, and the characters were really strong. So, definitely the original show is the reboot is drawing from a good source material. There are some notable differences that I thought were interesting. For one, the Huey, Dewey, and Louie are very much kind of generic kid. They don't really have any distinct personalities. They're just kind of lumped together. Webby is very different. We'll talk about her later. So a lot of the characters are different. Duckworth's obviously in it a lot more, and Donald is not in it as much, which I was surprised. I think the conceit for the show in the original 80s show was the reason why Huey and Dewey are staying with Scrooge McDuck is because Donald's in the Navy.
Yeah. And
he like swabs the deck or whatever. So we don't really see him. He only appeared in one episode of the like 7 I saw. Yeah, he didn't appear very much. He definitely not as he doesn't get as much screen time. So there's that. The theme song is as catchy as it is in the reboot. Oh my god. Yeah, so from what I've saw, it's still good. And I do think though, and I'll probably elaborate on why later, but I do think that the reboot I prefer a bit more than I do the original. But I do respect the original. I think it's still a good show. And it still has some really good lines.
Yeah.
There's some standout episodes. So there's one episode that I saw that was the kids are watching a TV with a like Flash Gordon Star Trek ripoff show. I think it's leaning more towards Star Trek now that I think about it. I'm pretty sure the main captain guy, like, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure that captain was a dig at William Shatner, like specifically. Which is hilarious. There's a lot of funny episodes. And a lot of really awkward episodes. Like the last episode I saw, which was... it was called something the Genie. Basically, Glumgold and Scrooge are like trying to find, the Genie of the Lamp. And they find him, and he challenges him to like a race or whatever. Like, you have to get to this ice cream parlor first, and then you'll get the lamp. Whoever wins gets the lamp. And then he sends them to, like, old Arabian times, like, and they meet Scheherazade from the Arabian Nights tale, and there's a really weird scene where, like, there's a sultan who has him captured, and he has a harem. Like, they use the word harem in the show, and then Scrooge and Glumgold dress up as women, and are like, when did you guys, like, this line is like, when did you guys get here? And they're like, 2-for-1 deal. And I was like, what am I watching right now?
What?
Yeah, it was a really weird episode. I was not expecting that. Oh my god. It was weird. Also, the technology difference is really funny. Like, Gyro is also in the show, and he invents an instant camera, which is, like, hot high tech in the 80s.
Oh,
like a
right.
like a Polaroid camera, but
Yeah.
like faster. Like you don't, the image doesn't need to develop; it just comes out as like the, which is like, again, for the late '80s, really high tech stuff. So that's really cute.
Yeah.
But that's just some of the highlights of what I watched that I wanted to share.
Yeah.
But I think that's enough about the '80s cartoons.
Yeah.
I might bring it up
Yeah.
to compare them later when we talk about
Yeah.
the reboot. But just wanted to put out my research out there and comment on what I found.
Okay. Yeah. That was weird. That was weird with the harem.
Yeah, I was not expecting that at all. I was like, what am I, like, okay.
But let's go and talk about the characters in this show.
Sure, yeah.
Obviously, Scrooge McDuck.
Scrooge is really fun. I have to say, David Tennant kills it as Scrooge.
Like,
he does a great
I don't
job.
even think of David Tennant when I listen to Scrooge McDuck. It's Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, no, he does a really good job.
I've watched Doctor Who. That, like, most other people that are that notable with that such of a distinguished accent.
Yeah.
Distinct accent, I should say.
Yeah.
That I should recognize them in any other part. And, like, I recognize him, but it's not distracting.
Yeah, no,
because I don't think he's doing anything different to his voice to necessarily make it more Scroogey.
No.
More Scottish.
He already has a Scottish accent.
Yeah, precisely. Then he normally would. Well, granted, in Doctor Who, he had a British accent, so maybe that's why I don't notice it as much.
Yeah.
But anywho, yeah, he does a fantastic job.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely good.
And we got so many layers to Scrooge in this series rather than him just being like a
curmudgeon.
Yeah, a gold hoarding curmudgeon.
Yeah. I mean, he's also that way in the.
Yeah. Like he still is a
gold hoarder.
Yeah, he still is a gold hoarder, but it's not so much because he wants to accumulate wealth. It's because adventure is fun. You need money for adventure. You get money from adventure.
Yep. And I think it's really interesting how they bring in his backstory too. Like you learn how Scrooge had poor upbringings, so he sort of is a self-made billionaire.
Yeah. As
opposed to like having come from like wealth originally.
Yes.
Which is interesting.
Even though his family history does indeed contain wealth that has been lost to them.
Oh yeah.
Also, Scrooge is like stupidly old.
He is stupidly old.
Like he was around for the gold rush, the American gold rush.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, that's
and he was already 1850s.
1850s. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then he was a grown up. He was a kid before. So
unless they're playing fast and loose with history, which they could be.
I mean, that's possible, but there was also the episode with Goldie. Yeah, with Goldie, where it was like, why are you looking so young? And it was like, oh, I was trapped in the anti-dimension or whatever. Oh yeah, so was I. I was in there to help stop a revolution. It was like, oh, I caused that revolution. We must have just missed each other.
Yeah. Well, it's funny how they kind of make fun of how how is Scrooge still alive? Who knows?
Also, his parents are still alive.
Yeah,
just like,
which was hilarious.
They have accidentally thrown in some druid mystical stones that cursed them with eternity.
That was hilarious. I wasn't expecting him to have parents that were alive. I was like, okay, but I'm glad they sort of
because I
acknowledged the age.
I saw the previews for the episode, and I unfortunately missed that episode when it aired on TV. And for the longest time, I'm like, how the hell are his parents alive?
Right.
I thought he should have been dead.
Yeah, exactly. Which that's funny. It's. I mean, since the show has magic as a canonical force, like it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's not like a fourth wall breaking moment. No. Or like, this doesn't make sense in this universe. Like,
yeah.
I mean, talking ducks, right? Like,
yeah.
So okay, yeah. So Scrooge is great.
Yes.
I also want to talk about Donald too. So one of the things I noticed again about the '80s show was that he wasn't in there much, and I was surprised that like there wasn't a lot of comedic moments with Donald. Like there was only one episode that I saw him in, and it was an episode where he was mistaken for an Egyptian pharaoh that was reincarnated. and he just like ordered people around. Like, I don't know. They didn't really use Donald comedically, but I think this show really does. Like, in this show, he's always messing something up, always flipping out. It's just really funny.
Yeah.
You know, in the first episode, he ends up stapling himself to a wall. Like,
yeah.
Like, anytime he's involved, something goes wrong. And it's just great.
Mostly with the boat.
Oh, yeah, the boathouse. Yeah, the houseboat. So I think that I'm glad that Donald's more of a presence in this show because now he's like, you know, actually involved in things and they can actually make jokes involving Donald.
Yeah.
Because Donald's a funny guy. He's a funny character. That's why he's in so many shorts, you know? He's got a weird voice. You gotta use him, and I'm glad they do.
Yeah.
Which I can't really say for the 80s show, unfortunately.
But we should talk about the triplets.
Yes, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Which, again, as I said when we were talking about the 80s show, in the 80s show they were very much a unit.
Yes.
There wasn't a lot of individual personality between them. You knew they were troublemakers, and you knew they were, like, upstart kids, but that's all you really knew about them. You couldn't really tell one from the other, except for their color shirts.
Yeah. But they have a bit of distinct design to them now. Yep.
Only one of them wears a hat.
Yeah, only one of them wears a hat. That's the one that makes most sense because that's Louie and he's the...
Huey. I thought it's Huey. Huey's the red one. Louie's green. Dewey's blue. Huey's red.
I knew Dewey was blue, but I thought Louie was red.
I'm pretty sure Louie's the green one.
Oh wait, you're right because Louie has a really stupid name that Louie doesn't like.
Yeah, it's like Louise or something. Luann.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Wow, how did I mess that up?
It's okay. It's okay. That's the point, though. Sometimes they blend together.
Yeah, but anyway, so Huey is the red one with the hat, and he's the Junior Woodchuck camper, the Boy Scout equivalent. Yep. And he's the by-the-book one. He's the smarty one.
He's the nerd, basically.
He's the nerd. Though he still likes to goof around and have fun. And
of course.
He doesn't believe in the mystical.
No.
But he likes discovering the mystical so as he can prove it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, Bigfoot doesn't exist. Oh, wait, Bigfoot exists. He exists. It's written down in the book.
Yep, that's really, which is really funny.
It was the Terra Firmians that episode was about. Like, they don't exist. Oh, holy crap, they exist. Now they're in the book. Now everything's right with the universe.
Yeah. It's really funny, too, because, again, 80s show. I guess I'm just going to compare them. What I thought was really interesting was that the guidebook was something that all the kids used. And it was basically just like a get-out-of-jail-free card moment. Like, if they were just the characters stuck, they're like, oh, let's see what the junior guidebook has to say. We'll do this. And then the problems is solved. Yeah. It's just like, okay.
So that definitely does make sense for why Huey is the most similar in design.
Yeah.
Then...
we got Louie, who's sort of a lazy dude.
He's the lazy one. He's got a sweat jacket.
He wants all the monies.
He wants all the money. He wants the wealth. He wants to be lazy and to be rich.
Yeah, basically. And then Dewey is the adventure seeker, thrill seeker guy.
He's the off the walls one.
Yeah.
Though with his being involved in one of the main plot lines throughout the first season, heavily, which definitely makes him more of a three-dimensional character rather than just being like, oh, I'm the crazy one, I'm the goofy one, I'm the one who's the most dare. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He has a lot of attachment to his mom, so I think that it's really interesting how they sort of just had him be the one trying to find her rather than involving all the triplets at the start. So that was cool. Yeah. Oh God, I'm so happy they finally made the Dewey joke.
Yeah, the Dewey Decimal System.
And they said the same name. I was like, thank God. I have been waiting 5 million years for someone to make that joke because otherwise I would have had to make it. And I'm glad the show did. Like, props.
Yes. Yes. But the person who made the joke was Webby. So let's talk about it.
Oh, man, Webby. So Webby in the 80s show, basically, her character begins and ends at little girl. Yeah. Basically, that's her whole entire character. She's adorable. She She has dolls and stuff.
Dolls that look like her, which
For
is
some reason,
a little weird.
Yeah, she cries a lot. She's a trick. She'll trick people, and I will say Webby doesn't really make that much of an impression in the original show. She was only in 2 episodes that I saw total, and she only had like minor roles in both those episodes. So she's definitely not a main character. By any stretch of the means. And I know a lot of people say she's annoying. I don't know if I found her that annoying. She was just kind of bland. Like, she's just there. Yeah. Webby in this show, though, freaking rocks. Oh my god, she's the best. She's totally insane. She is obsessed with the Duck family, like the McDuck family, to a point of insanity. She has knowledge in tactical warfare, has a grappling hook. She is a little sheltered, too, so she's not really socially inept. She thinks it's really exciting when they go to a, Dave and Buster's equivalent, Funhouse equivalent. I was going to say Funplex, because that's what... Like, I have a place called the Funplex near where I live, and it's, like, basically where they went, it's an arcade, ball pit, stuff like that.
Like a Chuck E. Cheese's, but with, like, a ball pit.
Yeah, basically. Chuck E. Cheese's ball pit.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, not that I've been to a Chuck E. Cheese in, like, forever, but yeah.
I don't think the Chuck E. Cheese's I've ever been to have had a ball pit. Huh.
Well, anyway, so they go to that place, and she's never been to one, so she thinks it's a fun time.
Yeah.
But she's a great character. And she even has a side plot thing with Lena, who's a new character. She wasn't in the 80s show.
No, completely brand new.
Yeah, and I'm really happy that the writers actually
gave her
a character instead of her being just a random little girl. She is now a cool person, and she has dynamic. She has flaws. She has talent. She knows things that the other characters don't know. She can do things other characters can't. So she's a valuable effort. She's a valuable part of the team and the unit. So she's not like a side character, which is great. I like it.
Yes. But she is in the McDuck house because of her granny.
Yes. What's her name again? Beakley. Is it Miss Beakley?
Yes.
Yes, Mrs. Beakley. Mrs. Beakley, okay, in the original show, Mrs. Beakley was just a nanny. Like, that's it, basically. She was just the maid. She basically did all the maid stuff. There was really nothing interesting about her character. Mrs. Beakley in this show is really interesting. She's no nonsense. She's still the maid, but she feels like she's the only person who's like, she's the straight man in a weird world.
Yes.
And she's like the only normal person who, I mean, she's not even that normal though, because we later find out that she's actually worked for like MI6 equivalent, was a super spy.
Yeah. She was a British super spy.
Because obviously, but like she's very, as the maid, she's very, very, very much keeping things in order. So that's really interesting. I like that. And the whole super spy stuff was really fun too.
Secret Agent Duck.
Yeah. What do you think of Mrs. Beakley?
Oh, she's great. She's wonderful. She's a good time. Like you said, she's a straight duck.
She's a straight duck to everyone else, and it works really well. It works
perfectly because you need that in this world.
Okay, and I think those are all the major characters, right?
Launchpad.
Oh yes, I can't believe we forgot about Launchpad. So Launchpad. So in the 80s show, he is a doofus, but he's a little less of a doofus. I don't really know how to explain that. Like he crashes all the time. He doesn't really seem to know what's going on half the time. But for some reason, I get less of a doofus vibe from him than I do with this one. This one is like literally probably doesn't know what a shoe is. Like if you showed him a shoe, he'd be like, "What interesting technology!" Yeah. He's very clueless. But he's charming too. Yeah. So
yeah,
he's definitely lovable idiot archetype.
Yeah.
He can't fly his plane to save his life, but man, do we still employ him anyway because he's just so lovable.
Yeah.
So I think Launchpad is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Though that is all the main characters. So I do want to bring up another person you mentioned, Lena.
Oh yes,
since
Lena. She's more of a side character.
Yeah, she is more of a side character, but she is quite important.
Oh yeah, so she's really interesting.
We can since we're in spoilers, we can talk about her whole story.
Yeah, she's like so basically she's the host.
The show calls her the niece of Magica Dispel.
Yes, who was a villain from the original show.
Even though she's more like a shadow clone that was trapped when Scrooge trapped Magica in his number one dime 15 years prior.
Yeah, so it's really not Claire. It's kind of weird, but she's really interesting. She's definitely like tragic backstory character, but she's still you still really care for her and Webby's friendship. And you can really tell that she does care for Webby despite her moodiness and stuff like that. And I don't know if I thought she was my favorite character. I think I liked Webby a little bit more than I liked Lena. I mean, Lena was interesting. I still like her as a character, but I think Webby is a little. I think Webby has a lot more energy, so I kind of like her a little more. I don't know.
Yeah, but I like their friendship a lot.
Yes, I do
really like the fact that there's another girl for Webby to talk to that is close to her age,
and is also like they're both very well fleshed out characters. You know, which is really great. She's like Webby's not just a token girl, which is good.
Yeah,
which I'm happy about.
There's only another one character I want to bring up that I just want to bring up mostly because of the voice actor and Alyssa.
I already know who it is.
You tell him.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yes.
What's his name? I don't even remember.
He's Gizmo Duck.
Yeah.
But Fenton Eggshell Cabrera.
Okay, I see.
In the original
Cabrera, okay.
Yeah. In the original show, Fenton was just Fenton Eggshell, but since Lin-Manuel Miranda was casted for him, they gave him a Hispanic twist, so they extended his name to be Fenton Eggshell Cabrera.
Which makes sense because most people of Hispanic descent have two last names.
Yes.
By the way.
Yes.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
And his mom is a cop, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm here for it. Mom cop.
Yes.
And she's really fun. I know who Lin-Manuel Miranda is, but I don't think I've ever heard his voice, ever in my entire life.
Yeah.
Now I heard it, and I was like, I don't know if that was what I was expecting his voice to sound like.
Yeah, admittedly, he has a very unique voice.
He does.
It's also definitely a lot cleaner when he's not talking, when he's not Fenton.
Okay, yeah.
Because I remember hearing an interview where the voice, because Lin is a rapper.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
So his speech is normally crisp and clean.
Right.
But because Fenton is a bumbling idiot.
Oh, yeah, he is.
He has to slur his words a bit. And,
he's really, Gizmo Duck. Also, because Gizmo Duck was an element for the original. I never saw I didn't see the episode that he was originally in, so I don't know how his characters changed or not. But I think that was really cool. I like how Huey was all cheering Gizmo Duck on. And I do like how we got a Hispanic character in there too.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to with his mom.
Yep. Yeah, and I also feel for him. He's like, I'm stuck in this dead internship. I'm like, same. I feel you. I feel you, man.
Yeah.
I understand your pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's all for characters. Are there any other characters you wanted to bring up?
Well, I did want to bring up Magica Dispel, actually, because... So she was a big element of this show, because she was being built up as sort of the big bad.
Yeah.
And Magica Dispel, as I said before, was from the 80s cartoon, but... They're very different. Magica Dispel is... She does want to get Scrooge's number one dime because it has magical properties or something. It's never clarified what exactly that magical property is.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like Magica Dispel's motive to get the dime this time made more sense because it was what kept her...
Yeah.
It helped her reincarnate her. So it was a bit more... The stakes were a bit higher for that rather than just... and then I'll be able to take over the world with his time. And
MacGuffin.
It's just how? How? So Magica Dispel and the whole shadow thing, the fact that she's a shadow, also is from the 80s cartoon because there's an episode where she has her shadow become like her minion, and they go and steal the dime on her behalf. But then the shadow becomes sentient and rebels basically. And, and then basically she has to they have to work together and stop the shadows. So Magic of Dispel in the original cartoon spoke with a Russian accent. Which is so weird because, like, in this one, she's just, like, very, like, old-fashioned, high melodrama witch character, or sorceress. I get more of a sorceress vibe from her. This one is more like an old hag Russian witch lady, and she's very much more comedic than, I mean, not that, like, and I think they play Magic as more sinister. In this show, even though she still has some funny moments.
Because she got to be the threat.
Yes, so she's definitely more played as like the central villain and the big threat, whereas... And also, she's not green. She is... Magic of Dispel original was just a duck with a black dress and hair.
But she loses her powers at the end of this and she becomes normal.
That's true, yeah.
Colored.
Yeah.
Though still has minimal magics. She's coming back next season, presumably.
Probably,
so we're going to see what's going on with that.
Yep. But yeah, I just want to bring that up because I thought that the contrast was interesting. Her as a villain was pretty funny too. I think she definitely was like a hammy villain, but like in the best way.
Yeah.
Definitely nice.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. There are a lot of good villains in the season.
Yeah.
Series.
Definitely.
The show.
Yeah. Okay.
Some of them from the old series, some of them new.
There was what about the Silicon Valley guy. What the hell's his
Mark
name?
Beeks.
Mark Beeks, yeah. Oh my god, that was such a good pastiche of, like, tech giants.
Yes.
Like, sort of that quirkiness that's supposed to be hip, but, like, also kind of
Yeah.
Like, he was a really funny character. Yeah. I also, because even though he did all the, like, tech lingo, like, it's kind of funny they shoved it all in one character.
Yeah.
Also, Gyro is much different than he is.
Yes, because Gyro is much more mad scientist, from my understanding.
Yeah, he's more mad scientist geek, whereas Gyro in this one seems more beleaguered and, like, overworked and, like, I hate life. Like, that's his mood. He does have a nasty habit of making robots that rebel, though, even in the 80s show. So that's still a thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Fun fact, so in the 80s show, Frank Welker and Peter Cullen are both in it.
Wait, as who?
Okay, so Frank Welker is one of the Beagle Boys.
Okay, that makes sense.
I don't know which one, and I haven't watched the 80s cartoon, so I couldn't pin his voice down, but he's one of them. I think he's the one named Babyface.
Okay.
I don't know which one it is. And then
I think it's
Peter Cullen, what?
I think it's the tall, skinny one, maybe.
Probably.
Taller, skinny one.
Yeah. And then for Peter Cullen is the admiral that Donald works for.
Oh, okay.
He like shouts at him.
That also makes a lot of sense. Both of those casting choices make a lot of sense from what I know about both of those.
Yep.
Since Welker does a lot of animal voices.
Yeah.
A lot of animal voices, and Cullen. His voice for Optimus Prime was based on his brother who worked in the military.
Yep.
So that makes sense.
So yeah.
I bet it just.
Fun facts.
I feel like I haven't heard it, but I have a strong feeling it might just sound like his Optimus Prime voice.
I mean, probably.
Yeah.
I only saw him for one, and like I said, I haven't watched enough of the 80s cartoon to really be able to recognize him. So.
Well, now I have to research that after we're done here.
Also, fun fact: Huey and Louie are all played by the same voice actor in the 80s show.
Yes.
By Riz Taylor.
I feel like that was it.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're getting off topic.
Yeah, we are.
So, before we move on, favorite character? Quick. It's tough. It's a toughie.
There's a strong part of me that says that wants to say Fenton, but that's like purely because Lin-Manuel Miranda as a robot.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
Like that shouldn't justify him being the best character for me.
Right.
I
mean, if he's the one that you attach you're like that's my favorite character. Like that's fine.
As an actual character, I'd probably go with Scrooge or Webby.
Okay. For me, definitely Webby. Hands down. I love her.
Yeah.
She's the best.
Yeah.
But cool.
Yeah, let's go into talking about the episodes.
So why don't we start just with what's your favorite episode?
Ooh,
what do you think?
Let me go through. Let me go through and see what we got. Do you have one, Alyssa, while I remind myself, or are you reminding yourself?
I think the Egyptian episode was pretty funny.
Yeah, the Egyptian.
I really liked. I think one of the reasons why I liked it so much was I really liked the design of the mummy. I thought the mummy design was really cool.
Yeah.
I also really liked the burrito. What?
It worked.
Burritos. Oh my god.
That had so much more impact on the episode than I thought when he was less like nomming on the burrito.
Yeah.
At the first scene, it was like
that was really funny. I also liked the Wizard of Oz reference.
Yeah.
You know, the whole thing about the guard being actually the person behind the pharaoh. That was really funny. It's also interesting now because now that I've watched the Egyptian episode for the original show, which was not as good in my opinion. That episode, I mean. Mm. In this one, I like there still is like a revolution, but it feels a lot more like I don't know, like the revolution aspect of this episode feels like has more stakes to it than the other one.
Yeah.
Although then again, Donald did get body snatched, so that
yeah.
You know. Maybe it was better. I don't know. Mm. Oh, the other episode I really liked was the casino one with Lucky Duck.
With Lucky Gander.
Lucky Gander. He was funny.
Oh, look.
A $20 bill.
Where did that come from?
Oh, look. It's like, I love how every time we see him, like even the final battle with his Jasmine, so he's like, oh, look, a $20 bill.
Yeah.
Like... He's just so funny.
Like,
and I love how Donald is like the unlucky one. And they put him in a casino, which is the best place for Donald to be. Like, oh my god. And I also love how they were making fun of casinos too. Yep. I mean, my grandpa lives in Nevada and he lives in Las Vegas. So I've been there a couple times and it's very accurate, especially the water show that they killed.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And then like sort of, you know, the idea of like getting lost in there, that makes a lot of sense because casinos are sort of designed to be very confusing, so people stay there all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that episode.
Yeah. I mean, Beware the Buddy System was quite good. Quite a good introduction for
well, that's the one with Gizmo Duck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a very good introduction. We also got Darkwing references going on out of the wazoo.
Oh yeah, that's right. Darkwing Duck starts showing
with
up.
Jim Cummings coming back to voice Darkwing.
He was in that episode?
Yeah. Yeah, it was Jim Cummings. Jim Cummings was the original Darkwing Duck.
No, but I mean, Darkwing Duck wasn't in that episode.
Yes, he was.
What? Where was he in that episode?
At the beginning, like the first minute and a half was like a cartoon episode in universe of Darkwing Duck.
Oh, okay. I guess it just totally slipped my mind.
And then he had the whole the bobblehead that said "Let's get dangerous."
Well, I knew about that. Yeah.
Yeah, but like there's a whole episode.
Oh, I didn't. I guess I must that was just like.
I am the terror that flaps in the night. I am the lone roller skate at the base of villainy staircase.
I really hope
Darkwing
Duck is a thing in this show at some point, like legit. Yeah. That would be.
I think I've heard them saying that if this show does well enough, they might bring Darkwing Duck back into the full series.
Oh, that'd be so great.
That would.
But anyway, that one was really, obviously the Gizmo Duck episode was really good.
McMystery at McDuck McManor was also quite a treat. Like,
oh yeah, seeing Duckworth, because it was really interesting because even though I had never seen the original show, I didn't know that Duckworth was a character.
Yeah.
And I was like, where is the butler dude? Like, where did he go? And then now he's here, and it's sad that he died, but
he's come back to life and now can haunt the crap out of people and make them everyone kind of.
That one was really funny. It was a nice Clue spoof.
Yes.
I loved the thing about Louis being in like the Daft Punk or Daffy Punk, if you will.
Wrong company.
It's still a duck, so it counts.
It was.
Yeah, that one was really funny. Or I guess Daft Duck.
Yeah, it was Daft
Duck.
I think he was actually called DJ Daft Duck.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so that was really funny, and I love how he couldn't take his helmet off, so that's why he had him in there.
Yeah.
I love that. Was really cool.
Yeah. The Golden Lagoon of Wide Agony Plains was also great.
That was the one with the
Goldie Gilt.
What with the what?
With Goldie Gilt.
Oh yeah, yep.
That was a fun.
That was fun. It was interesting to see Scrooge with a romance.
Yeah.
Because it's weird because he's like so old, so you don't really see him.
But she's about as old, it seems.
Yeah, so it's fine.
Yeah.
That one's really cool.
Case Files of Agent 22 was also very good. That was the spy episode flashback.
Oh yeah, and that's when they made the Gummy Bears reference too.
Yes.
By the way, we didn't say this in full, but there are so many references to other Disney cartoons. Like, if you watched a lot of the '80s cartoons, either growing up or you've watched them, there's so much. They reference Darkwing Duck. They reference the Gummy Bears. Like, the whole thing about this episode is that the black is the heron.
I think
the heron person was trying to get the formula, which helps you bounce.
Yeah,
and
to make super soldiers.
I believe in the Gummy Bears. I haven't seen the Gummy Bears, but I believe in the Gummy Bears that was like the whole plot of like the Gummy Bears had this like secret juice.
Yeah,
gummy berry juice or whatever.
Yeah,
that helps them bounce, and it gives them their bounciness, and the bad guys want it.
Yeah,
so that's really funny. Yeah. That they sort of incorporated that into this. And then there was the pirate one.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was so funny.
Don Carnage.
With Don Carnage, who I believe is also
he was Tailspin.
He's from Tailspin, which is another 80s cartoon. I'm just waiting for them to just make a reference to Aladdin at this point.
Yeah.
Like, just have Bose and Rat in there.
Yeah, the genie will just come out.
Genie will just come out and be like, oh, the genie would be even better because he fourth wall breaks all the time. So he'd be like, great. Although maybe not because Robin Williams did it. I can still have my dreams though.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the only cartoons I've ever actually seen from that era, like aside from the Ducktales that I watched recently, was the Aladdin show and Hercules, the animated series. Those are the only two I've ever actually seen episodes of.
But the question is, would they have humans?
Probably
in this world of anthropomorphic animals?
Probably not.
Mostly.
Although I can dream.
Birds.
It would be so funny.
Yeah.
I think the only show they didn't really reference was... What, did they reference anything about Chip and Dale? I think Chip and Dale had a show.
I think there wasn't there like a town in Chip and Dale. That was a thing. I think it got referenced at some point. Probably.
I didn't catch it. Because like I said, the only thing I know about Chip and Dale is like it had a girl named Gadget in it. And I know that because she was a walk-around character when I went to Disney one time. And I took a picture with her. And I was like, what is this? And then I found, it's this person from the show.
We know there's going to be more seasons, so there's going to be plenty more time to reference.
John Carnage, though, like, holy crap. That was hilarious. Singing pirates in the air. Oh, my God. It was so funny.
And then they just dances and distracts everyone.
I just love it. I love it. I love how creative that is. And it's just so funny.
Yeah. But also, especially like the last Crash of the Sun Chaser and the Shadow War, all of that.
Yeah, I think the last Crash of the Sun Chaser.
Wonderfully, that whole.
Yeah, I think the Sun Chaser might be my favorite. Might be one of my favorites because the whole, the fact that the plane is on the tip and it sort of symbolizes like the shakiness of the family. Symbolism. Yeah. And that's really cool. Finding out what the spirit of Selena is that time. What's up with Della Duck.
Yeah.
Who's alive, by the way? Oh my god.
How did she survive on the moon?
How is she living right now? She doesn't have an astronaut suit on.
Yeah.
Air? Oxygen? She's alive. She's been alive all these years, though, so who knows?
Yeah, she survived 10 years.
Man.
It was a few more months until we get to season 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's goddamn if she doesn't come back in season 2.
Oh, sure she will. They didn't, I'm sure they wouldn't have put her in there for, no reason.
Yeah. Well, I want to know how.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
The only thing that I don't like about Shadow War is that I felt that the split was a little too contrived. Like, I understand why. They were like, oh, he's greedy. he wouldn't care. But like he clearly did. Like they have evidence. Like he could have just told them like, hey, I did spend all my money. I almost ran out of money trying to find Ella. Here's all my papers of that. Or like,
I mean, they were. Yeah, no, I mean,
you know what I mean.
I believe. I mean, I was not. I was convinced. I was believing. Like that is definitely something that would break a family apart, even under less extreme circumstances.
I mean, yeah, I know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It felt a little weirdly paced, but that's just me.
Yeah, I didn't have that problem.
Okay.
Personally.
Well, actually, do you have any like onions for this show? That's like my onion. My big onion was just that.
Not really. I don't think.
Okay.
There aren't any episodes I thought were particularly weak.
Okay.
Beagle Birthday Massacre. Oh my god.
That one was funny too.
That with the Warriors reference.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy crap! Mama Beagle has been busy with how many. I'm just saying. How many kids does she have? Who are all their parents?
Oh my god.
I'm not wrong.
No, you're not. But holy crap. I was not thinking about that, but now I'm thinking about it. I mean, yeah, I guess she got around. Whew, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Let's talk about background stuff now.
Yeah.
So like animation, music, theme song, rocks,
Ooh.
catchiest thing. Definitely 80s.
Yes.
Like even the modern one sounds like it definitely isn't from this era. It's really peppy, upbeat, catchy as all hell.
Race cars, lasers, aeroplanes.
So it's really good, and I think the music itself is good in this show. The animation's good. It combines 2D animation with 3D animation.
Yes, but a lot of scenes are also hand drawn.
Oh yeah,
which is nice.
And like,
you can't even tell which scenes are and which aren't. So
it's a really well looking show. Definitely better than the 80s cartoon in terms of animation, and I think that's pretty solid. I don't think I'm going to get too much flack for saying that. I hope not, at least. I think one standout scene for me, look-wise, is sort of when Lena is possessed by Magica.
Yeah. Just
the way that they animated that, like her shadow, like sucking in her shadow, and eventually she throws it up, and it's like connected to her via like her eyes. Oh my god, that was like creepy, but in a really interesting way.
That's the Dreamcatcher dream.
That was whew, that was like intense. That was really interesting, and like kind of creepy, and also really interesting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was great. Voice cast all around is amazing.
Voice cast very good. Sorry, I cracked something.
There's not a weak voice among them.
Nope.
Music is great.
Yeah.
Everything looks amazing.
I think the locales they go to are all really varied. I think the one to Himalayas is pretty funny too. Like
Mount Everest.
With the whole like warping thing, that was really interesting.
Ithaquack. Isle of Ithaquack.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
And we're just like, we're just gonna talk to Zeus, and Zeus is mad at us because Scrooge is a better party thrower than Zeus. And
I mean, to be fair,
Zeus had a huge.
To be fair, Zeus always has temper tantrums. So, like, is it really that unbelievable? I don't think so.
Nah.
Zeus is a bitter god, so it makes sense. I love how Hercules is like a sort of a lovable dumb idiot too.
Yeah, it's just like God's existence. Scrooge is like, screw them.
Yeah,
they're jerks.
I love how Scrooge just happens to know everybody. It's funny. Yeah. So, is there anything else we wanted to talk about?
What do we want out of season 2? Because important thing, like basically, like as soon as the show happened, they confirmed the Disney approved of season 2.
Oh wow! Okay,
and
good.
It's going to be premiering later this year. The That's what I saw when I was looking up Wikipedia for the basic
who
information.
knows when? Probably more towards the winter, I'd say.
Because might be soonish because the first episode premiered in August, but that was like a special thing.
Right, yeah.
And like the series itself got off a proper start at the end of September.
So we could be seeing it like
soon, like
late September, in a month, yeah.
In a month, probably.
Yeah, so from season 2, what do I want?
I do want to bring up a couple of things because I saw a video from San Diego Comic-Con regarding Ducktales, and it showed off character designs.
Ooh, I did not see this, but that's cool.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what we saw. It was mostly existing characters in new outfits. Like, we're going to see a young Glomgold.
Oh, cool.
And there's going to be like an episode where there's like a new person like takes over running Glomgold.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
From Glomgold, and there's going to be a Glom-year balloon.
Nice.
There's going to be a Wild Wild West episode where,
of course,
where Goldeel Glint comes back.
Oh my god, yay!
And there's going to be a steampunk Gizmo Duck suit.
Yes! I want it.
You know what? I'm just going to find the video and just show it to you.
Okay.
While we're here, you talk about what you want.
Okay, so I definitely want the through line thread of finding Della, everything like that.
Yeah.
Let me. Oh, okay.
Yeah, here's the video. Wait a second. Is that the Grim Reaper?
It looks like it's the Grim Reaper. So we're gonna have him count on death. It looks like. Oh my goodness! Get over into Duck.
It's not that big a deal. Moving on. Okay. So we have 3.
Oh, cool.
Males who compete with the indigent from the Ducktales movie. This is pretty far into season 2. Young Glomgold is a very big.
Oh, and Wild West. That Disney Duck suit looks really good. I wish you guys could see it, but we'll probably put the link to the video in the description. Oh my goodness! Wait, is that was
that was a Darkwing Duck cosplay from Mrs. Beakley.
Darkwing Duck! Oh my god, that's so funny.
Caveman Duck, which I think was a reference.
Oh my god! The 3 Caballeros! Oh my goodness, that's so exciting! Yeah. I want the 3 Caballeros! Yes! Yeah. That to me.
And then I don't think any of the voice actors were aware this was happening.
Oh my god, are they all just running around?
They're just running around now.
3 Caballeros! Oh my goodness, that never happened in the original show.
I don't think so.
Wow. Cool. So how are the 3 Caballeros fitting into this universe? Are they all going to go to like South America or something?
I wonder. I feel like it's going to be pre-established stuff since.
Although, well, one of them's from like South America because he's a parrot, and the other one I think is from Mexico because he's a roadrunner.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for some wacky antics. I'm hoping for more plot. I wonder how Magica's going to fit into all this now that she's been defeated.
Yeah.
Also, we know Lena is still around. She's now in Webby Shadow. Because they're best friends. Yeah. And I'm really also interested in that other girl duck that we saw.
I think it was like a bird.
Oh, a bird. Yeah. That other bird that we saw.
Yeah.
I'm there for that. Yeah, so it's really exciting. I'm really hoping it'll be good. I guess, yeah. That's all I have to say. What about you? Did you finish everything you want to say?
More dialogue from Duckworth.
Yeah. Yes. I want more Duckworth in there. It's a shame he's dead.
Yeah. I mean, he's still alive and he's still around the house since he was brought back from the dead, but we only saw him in one quick cameo appearance after his introductory episode.
Yeah.
Which sucks because it's David Kaye and it's Beast Wars Megatron.
I know. Oh, I didn't know David Kaye voice acted Duckworth.
I told you that.
Oh, you did?
I told you that was
David Kaye keeps missing my radar. Okay. So we're also, like, every time he's in a thing and you're like, oh, David Kay's in this, I never recognize him. And I met him. at TFCon, and I watched Animated, which has him as the main character. So you would think I could recognize his voice, but no, I just never do.
Yes.
Even though for the most part I can recognize the multiple voice actors.
Yeah.
Normally if I hear the guy, I'm like, oh, I know who that is.
Yeah.
Not David Kay.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
I think that's
so more Duckworth.
Yep, more Duckworth. More Duckworth.
More would be being awesome.
Yes, that.
I want to know what the heck's going on with, like, Mrs. Beakley wearing a Duckwing Dark costume.
I want to know what that's up to, too.
Are they going to a convention? Wait, I got it.
Yes, please.
Because it's established that he is an actor, that Darkwing Duck
is an actor.
Is an actor.
We meet Darkwing Duck at Comic-Con. Yes. Oh my god. I would love that. Him as an actor, like.
And meeting.
Who would voice him?
Jim Cummings.
Oh,
obviously.
Oh yeah, yes.
Because it would just. Wait, hold on. He was given a name. It was like Jim Sterling. His actor's name was Jim Sterling instead of Jim Cummings.
Oh my god. Yes. That would be so funny. A Comic-Con convention episode where they go to a convention and Darkwing Duck's there.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I would love it.
Yeah. And I mean, steampunk Gizmo Duck. I mean, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I think I'm set for the season.
Yeah, it looks really promising.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's all.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Oh my god. Comic-Con episode. I'm hoping. Or Halloween. It could be a Halloween episode too.
It's true. But
Comic-Con.
But
I want that episode.
I mean, with
all the Comic-Con jokes. Yeah.
I do have a feeling it might be we do run into Jim Sterling at some point.
Yeah, maybe.
Because
I mean, he's canonically part of the universe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then watch. No, what would be hilarious is if, like, the episode is, like, them, like, talking about, like, doing reboot and Jim Sterling's like, oh, I don't know. And then by the end of the episode...
talk about doing a reboot
and they do a reboot, and at the end of the episode, they're like, yeah, guys, the Darkwing Duck reboot is coming in real life.
That would be good.
I have set my expectations too high.
Maybe. But you know what? If Darkwing Duck actually canonically appears in any I'm in for it.
Yeah.
I'm in for it.
Go.
He's such an interesting superhero. I'm in it.
Yeah.
I'm in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's all. I think we can very solidly approve this show.
Yes, it's a lot of fun. Fun antics, fun characters, good story.
Yeah. And you can watch all of the episodes on the Disney Channel app.
Yep.
All you have to do is if you're cable provider or you have an internet account with a web address and password, you just sign into that on the Cartoon Network app, and they'll allow you to watch all the shows.
Not Cartoon Network. Disney Now.
Disney Now. Me
it's
dumb.
Fine.
Me dumb.
You're not dumb.
Because I'm thinking of Cyberverse and watching that.
Of course.
On the app because Cyberverse it's a new cartoon.
Okay, which we'll probably talk about at some point.
We're definitely talking about it.
Oh, okay.
You got it.
No negotiations. We're talking about it.
It's done. It's done. It's going to happen. But not until after the whole season premieres. But anyway, off topic. So you can watch all of it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you haven't, go do that.
Yes.
If you've only seen some of it, go do that. If you have seen all of it, go rewatch it again. You deserve it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Lots of good stuff. Yeah, I think that's it for us.
Yeah. So, Alyssa, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter @TheRationalDove. Give me a tweet. Say hello.
Yes.
I'm very friendly.
Yeah. And you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, obviously, because you're on my YouTube channel. My Instagram, and it's all SoundJack426. Instagram has photos of my toys. Twitter is where I stop and hang out. So come on by, say hi. And on my YouTube, you should like, share, and subscribe. And leave a comment down below what you thought about Ducktales. I also do have a Patreon account, so if you'd like to help support the channel, the links are in the description below. And thanks for tuning in. This is SoundJack and Alyssa signing off.